knock on our door.
Come knock on our door.
We've been waiting for you.
We've been waiting for you.
Where the kisses are
Hers and his. Three's company too.
Well, welcome everybody to the 6th episode of our podcast.
6 already?
That's 6.
That's crazy.
Simon is having a midlife crisis right now.
Mm.
I think he went out and bought like a boat.
It's like one of those, like, it's not even a boat, it's like a dinghy.
Yeah.
But
it's like where we are, there's a drought, so there's no water, so
Yeah.
it's like a land dinghy.
Yeah.
And then Shay and his wife are crying to each other right now, so that's why they're gonna make it.
There we go.
So we're gonna start this week off with a fuck, marry, kill.
Shit.
Fuck, marry, kill. David Spade, Adam Sandler, or Rob Schneider.
Oh, that's easy.
Why can't it be all kill?
Wait, who again? David Spade, Adam Sandler, and Rob Schneider?
Yeah, fuck, marry, kill.
Okay. I'd probably marry Adam Sandler just because he has the money. He's, more successful than both of them. I would definitely fuck David Spade. I don't know what it is. I love David Spade. And then, of course, kill Rob Schneider.
Wow. Nick?
Exactly my answer. That's
There we go.
pretty much the order right there.
Well, fuck. I would kill Adam Sandler because I fucking hate Adam Sandler. I would fuck Rob Schneider because somebody has to fuck Rob Schneider. And then I'd marry David Spade because, like...
That's not... Yeah, you know what? Marrying David Spade would be cool,
He's
too.
pulling in that crackle money.
Yeah, crap on money from...
That's
I
free to
saw
watch.
Joe Dirt, too.
I love it.
It wasn't... It was better than Jurassic World. I'm still sticking to that gun. It's better than Jurassic World.
I loved it. Anyways.
It was literally Joe Dirt sequel. It was just like Joe Dirt.
They made him even more stupider in this one, I felt, though.
Yeah. And I like how it was like Wizard of Ozzy.
Yeah, that was funny.
So...
And Patrick Warburton was fucking hilarious.
We're going to go ahead and do a rest in peace to Roddy Piper. Rip.
I'm here to kick ass and shoot... Well, no, that's the fucking Duke Nukem.
Yeah, that's Duke Nukem.
I'm here to
Chew
bubble
bubblegum
gum and kick some
yeah.
ass, but I'm all out of bubble gum.
Yeah. Well, people are saying it was a heart attack, but I'm pretty sure like he challenged Keith David to a round 2 and he died like that.
Like the black dude, Keith David?
Yeah, that's have you ever seen They Live? That's where that whole thing comes from, where they get like that big fight scene.
Mm-mm.
If you watch South Park, the episode with the cripple fight, that fight scene is based off of They Live.
And they fucking did the same thing in Saints Row 4.
Yeah.
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 I know Ronda Rousey right now is pretty upset about it too, because she got the Rowdy Ronda Rousey nickname was she asked Roddy Piper for it, and he gave it to her, and they were like really close homies. So she dedicated her last fight that just happened this weekend to him.
How pissed off the people are who paid money to watch that pay-per-view and it lasted 34 seconds?
See, people are trying to justify it as they also paid $60 for the opening fights, but nobody fucking cares about that. Only people care about the main event.
That's the warm-up fights. Like you get drunk
Yeah.
off those, and then you watch the actual fight. It's just like we got pissed off of the Mayweather / Pacquiao fight, where it was like 13 rounds of his Mayweather was blocking.
Yeah. And somehow still won, just because he's black.
Oh God, racism. So, Tyler, how was your week?
Very shitty. My face is no longer broken.
Yeah, we noticed that there's some good like plastic surgery where you don't look like a monster.
Yeah, fucking Terminator, right?
Yeah.
And he has half of his fucking face off. Stitches in my mouth are completely gone. Now I'm just waiting for it to heal inside. Other than that, back pain, that's tight. Not about that Norco life anymore. I need to get off those fucking pills.
Highly addictive.
Yeah, that's why I stopped.
Nick?
I've been fighting Windows 10 this past week, installing missing drivers, getting rid of recovery partitions, all that fun shit whenever you upgrade an operating system, and waiting for Battletoads on Tuesday.
God damn it.
I pick mine up tomorrow.
How was your week?
My week's alright. I beat Legend of Korra in like 4 hours.
On 3DS?
On the Xbox One, the download one, and then I beat it again. It's a fun game. I see like a lot of like negative reviews about it. I was like, it's a $15 game, you know. It's as long as the Call of Duty campaign. So I had a lot of fun with that. And then what else did I play?
Can you no scope as Korra? Can you do a 360 no scope?
There's actually her two abilities, water and air. They do like projectiles. So like you can just jump start doing projectiles and they automatically home.
Does someone go boom headshot?
No. But yeah, at the opening of the game, she loses her powers, so it kind of starts you off from like level 1 and then works her way back up. And she's like, I've never gone this long without being able to use my powers. And being a Legend of Korra nerd, I'm like, wait till the end of season 3, because at the end of season 3 she loses her powers permanently, and then she just like slowly regain it back.
Mm-hmm.
That's shitty.
Yeah, but no, I had a pretty good week. Not a lot happened.
Your Final Fantasy shirt.
Thank you. Did you guys hear about the mashup between Danganronpa across WWE?
This is where I tune out because I'm too ready to this shit.
You don't watch that?
No.
You don't play that? I thought you played Danganronpa.
Dinorama?
No, was it
Danganronpa or
Danganronpa.
There it is.
Yeah.
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah,
It's
there-
about that Jap shit.
There's a crossover with the WWE.
What?
Yeah, it's like a show you watch. So the first episode came out, and it's about an hour and a half long. It's kind of like a
With the wrestlers.
They're there, but like they're not like actual licensed ones.
Yeah,
So
I
it's-
know what you're talking about. I've seen the one with Street Fighter. They did that too. Like this is one of the wrestlers. Like he did like a tournament between him and all the. Okay, I see.
And this one's like set up in the Danganronpa, where it's
Yeah.
universe, where it's like a murder happened, and they have to figure out who did it. And it was like people had to face their alter egos. It was
Was
like
it-
John Cena, like his normal wrestling attire.
Was
and
it
then-
Roddy Piper?
No, and then his other side was John Cena, and his shirt said "I love anime." It's really.
Who murdered Hulk Hogan's career? Oh, himself.
I was hoping like they
His
do.
wife with her huge tits.
I was hoping they'd do like a joke for like Chris Benoit. No, like they stayed like away from the people who have questionable backgrounds. But I would give it a watch.
Wasn't he murder-suicide?
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yes. So, last week we talked about who our favorite wrestler was. Tyler, who's your favorite wrestler from when you were a kid?
From when I was a kid, okay, I was gonna say, 'cause I do not watch wrestling. I was a big fan of Sting.
Sting?
Mhm.
Okay, that's
I had
respectable.
like the little or Goldberg,
Goldberg.
depending on the if you're watching WWF or if you're watching WCW.
So, who here's hyped for SummerSlam?
Yes.
Like who? Am I hyped for it?
Yeah.
It still throws me off how slick and modern it looks, especially after how cheesy the fucking prequels were. It's weird to see an actual Star Wars movie that looks appealing.
Can we not get any more Gungans? Like no more Jar Jar Binks fucking characters.
I was actually bringing Jar Jar Binks here. Did you hear that Michael Jackson was originally supposed to be Jar Jar Binks?
I can see that. Fucking creepy.
He basically went on set and with George Lucas.
want to touch the children?
And George Lucas called somebody else Jar Jar Binks, and Michael Jackson was like, "What? I thought that was my role." He's like, "I thought you kind of like talked me into that role." And I was like, "Do you think that would have saved Jar Jar Binks' character if he was Michael Jackson?"
No.
No?
No, would have made it even more terrible.
I don't know.
He would have been moonwalking during Amidala's funeral.
There'd be a lot more
Doodles
kimonos
fan.
and
He would have to stay away from young Anakin, all right?
Yeah.
But okay, so like I wish they would have nerfed some of that out. I don't know if you guys ever heard of the unspectacular version of the prequel, the pre-trilogy.
No.
Basically, somebody went through and they took all like the expensive stuff. So like one, they didn't really Jar Jar Binks never found off in this movie at all. And like one, they cut it down to like 10 minutes, and two, they cut it down to like 20 minutes, and three was like 3. But it was like it's a lot better. It's a lot better than what George Lucas.
So wait,
did.
did you just do the math? Did they cut down the movies to 30 minutes?
But no, the first two, and then the third,
Oh,
like
okay.
they cut them like cut piece parts. So like instead of the part where Anakin sees like his mom dying in his dreams, he sees that Obi-Wan kills him in the lava. So that way, when they're on the planet with the lava, that's why he's mad at Obi-Wan, because Obi-Wan's there to kill him. And I was like, that's cool. It's a way different way. It's way better storytelling. I don't know if you guys ever heard like the documentaries about it, but like George Lucas went to the guy who played Luke Skywalker or Anakin Skywalker. Was like, you're acting too good. You need to pull it back. Yeah.
Okay.
And he's like, your crying is too good. You need to you need to make it crappier. He's like supposed to be cheesy, and I'm like,
Your skin is rough like sand.
so there was a new Smash update. Like I was pretty excited about that. They allowed YouTube uploads of 3 minutes per video, 30 frames per second, 720p.
It's not bad.
And
Especially since the replay feature is so useless in the game because every single update it deletes all of your replays.
yeah,
But still, Nintendo makes profit off of it, right? Like,
Oh, yeah.
they're
Yeah,
making
for
money
sure.
off of it.
they're the ones doing their ads on that.
Tight.
As well as they did a competitive tournament mode, and I was looking all over for this, and it was like, so apparently there's no 1v1s. It's 4-player free for all, 16 to 64 people. And so when you start a tournament, you have to put like a time limit when it's going to start. So instead of just joining a tournament and the guys already waiting there, you join this tournament and then it has a start time for you. So you have to wait until that start time.
Like a queue.
Yeah, it's so it's like an hour long. And it's like, so you can have almost 64 people, but you guys can't start playing until the hour goes through.
Yeah.
It's so dumb.
Yeah, that would be better if there was a ready up system.
And then as well as like their competitive mode is not the competitive mode they use in Evo or the Nintendo's competitive mode they use with the tournaments they hold. They do 5-minute 2 stock
That sucks.
instead of the 3-minute 2 stock. So
Is there a Fox only
No.
station?
But a lot of people have been moving over to like the what they call it, the I basically call it the casual one, where it's like they have complete control over all the rule settings and where they're going to be and stuff like that, and what items are available. That one seems to be pretty much moving more towards that. So that way, it's like you have more control over it. So you put like 3-minute, 2-man stocks, and then you just, I think people are saying that there's more control available what they can do with it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so far between like
it also probably smells better than a real Smash tournament.
Exactly. So we all know Nintendo doesn't release their notes for updates, so the community has to like go and dig through it for themselves, see what's going on. So far what they found was there was on the small end of the boost scale, you got Luigi and Diddy Kong, and they got boosted back up again. And then on the big end, you had Zelda, Lucinia, Palutena, Wii Fit Trainer, and Ganon.
Mm-hmm.
So they made those characters, and the most noticeable nerf was the Sheik.
She was used pretty often in the tournaments.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think if the next update they'll probably put her back up like they did with Diddy Kong.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of Sheik and Zelda, like that's their Nintendo waifu. There was this bulimic website that released realistic photos of.
So stupid.
You've seen them, right?
Yeah.
The realistic photos of video game characters, and it's like they're all overweight.
Yeah.
And it's like, how is that supposed to be realistic?
It's not. I saw that and I was just like, this is the stupidest thing.
Well, there was, I think the No talked about this, which was pretty tight, and they were bringing it up, like even like, them being fit girls on that show, they were talking about how it's definitely unrealistic. I mean, the way these characters are made, they're, especially because they did it to a bunch of fighters. I think
yeah, all the characters
fighters,
they
yeah.
used were all fighters. Yes.
So it's like, of course they're going to be fit. I mean, they fight and they work out and shit. I mean, why would it be unrealistic?
But Rufus and Bob from Tekken and Street Fighter, they're fat guys. They can. Why isn't it okay for women?
They should just make what is that? The Dead or Alive Extreme, the beach volleyball one, and then make them all overweight, and that way those people can be happy.
Double Extreme.
Yeah.
Double XL Extreme.
Yeah,
that would still sell, honestly.
Yeah.
Nick
would get day one edition.
My whole problem with this is like they keep saying like these are supposed to be role models for children, and it's like I never played a video game or watched a movie. I was like, that's my role model.
I did.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's your role model for that?
I don't know. It's gonna sound fucking nerdy, but I always wanted to be like somebody like Squall who just didn't give a fuck. But deep down inside, he still gave a fuck. A little bit of a fuck.
Like Vegeta.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to be Sonic because I gotta go fast.
Yeah, you do gotta go fast.
But was Sonic unrealistic role model for you, where you'd never be able to go as fast as Sonic?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody can go as fast as Sonic.
Well, his career's out the window. Have you seen the Sonic's or the Sega's fucking profit revenue? It's awful. I'll be surprised they'll get bought out this year.
To be honest, like Sega should get rid of their West. I mean, they're trying now, but it's too late for them. Like they denied so many Japanese games that we could have gotten. It could have sold decently in the West.
Yeah, like Shenmue 3. And they could have
They
made
didn't fund
that.
that. They haven't brought over any of the Shining games. They didn't bring over any of the new Fantasy Stars. They're right now they're appealing to the Weeaboo audience because they're bringing over Hatsune Miku and the Dengeki
Oh, the stupid
Never.
fighting game.
Yeah, whatever happened to like games like PSO? That needs to happen again.
It is happening. It's just in Japan only. It doesn't fucking come out here.
Well, that's the good thing about owning a PS4 is that there's no region lock. You can order games from there.
And like they bought Atlas. They fucking own the company that is one of the best companies for bringing over Japanese games, and yet they don't use them to bring over the RPGs that would sell and would make Sega money.
Well, even like Bravely Default, like that was published by Atlas, right?
No, that was
it's
by
Square.
Nintendo. Square Enix didn't want to bring out
Yeah.
Bravely Default. Nintendo had to bring it out over here.
That game is fucking good. Easily one of my favorite games of last
I
year.
miss Nino Kuni. We need to have another Studio Ghibli video
That
game.
one I don't think sold as well as they had hoped.
Yeah, but it was still so good. Okay?
Was that like Pokemon?
It was weird. It was like you had your anime giant little characters that fight for you,
And the gameplay was a lot like old school RPGs like Dragon Quest.
Okay.
yeah, you had the map overworld kind of like Zelda, and then you would go to the town and it would be big.
So I know this can make you happy, Tyler. International started yesterday, Monday. Or no, starts Friday.
What?
The International starts Friday, correct?
LCS
Yeah.
for League?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, season's ending soon, and I just placed. I finally did my ranked games and I just placed. And the season's gonna
Did you
end.
get Did you get invitations for the International?
God no.
Are you gonna watch it?
Probably. I'll probably stream it. I always do. I watch. I really like watching Curse play as well as Team Solo Med and TSM.
Nick, do you watch International and stuff like that at all?
Nope.
No? Not into it or what?
Nah, the way I feel like when I watch those streams is must be the same way that other people who aren't into fighting games must look at it when they watch like Street Fighter. Like they must look at Street Fighter and they say, "Oh, it's a couple of guys punching each other."
Yeah.
And they don't understand the mind games and the technical,
The frame rates,
to all that stuff.
That's me,
In the
yeah.
same way that I don't understand League of Legends. When I look at it, I just see a couple of guys moving around. I just think, "Oh, they're just clicking on the screen." Because I don't appreciate it. I don't get it in the same way that they probably don't appreciate a fighting game stream.
Yeah, they're completely different strategies. That's why you play League of Legends for a real strategy game. So you know.
I watch both of them. I watched Evo. I'm probably watching the International, and it's like those are completely two things I just don't understand. I'll never be good at placing those things, but those guys like dedicate their whole lives to it. Like they just play it nonstop.
That's what they do. That's what they do when they wake up. Like a bunch of like the main teams, like Curse has a gaming house. All of them they all live together in a house, and that's all they do. They go to work and they play all day.
I did like how they switched. I know for Dota they switched it up where like now is it the top 32 teams actually get a prize money instead of just being the top 8.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool. I like that. That way it's like.
Dota was pulling a lot of money for their tournaments though too.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
And that's one of the two things that's one of the things that's keeping fighting games from reaching the same level as like a league game. Is that for fighting game tournaments, only the top 8 usually get prizes. So if you bust your ass and you work your way to Evo, and you don't place in that top 8, you don't get shit.
It could be like any variable. Like let's fucking go back to the final where like guys fucking controller just shut off, and it's like, well, you disqualified, but we're not going to disqualify you because who won at Evo.
Well, that's what's sad about all that too is the way that they set it up. Of course, they're on stage and they're on opposite sides, and it's all the LAN party. That way, they have the internet secured. They have their own server for the International. It's pretty tight.
So speaking of esports, did you guys hear how much the coaches make? And there's coaches for esports now.
That's terrible, but no.
They make 30 to 50K plus bonuses if how the team ranks in tournaments and how well the team keeps their health.
They're starting to drug test now. Starting to drug test them.
That they were quoting him, and it's like that's how much a major or a minor league baseball team makes. Or coaches make. That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, dude, esports is definitely coming up, which is nice. It needs to move over here. I mean, it is because when they did the NA International, like LCS, I believe it was North American, they sold out the whole Staples Center, dude, in LA. It was crazy. So it's definitely coming. It's making its way here.
I don't know. I wouldn't go pay money to watch them. I'd stay at home and watch them.
Yeah, I mean, there's no point. I mean, I would like to be able to pause it and then go take a piss if I had to.
Yeah. And so you go take a piss and they push really hard and you miss it and you're like, what the fuck happened?
Exactly.
Talk about people who need money. Did you guys hear that Ouya was bought by Razor?
Mm-hmm.
How many times has that
only
goddamn
only the software part.
Yeah.
The hardware is totally done. It's dead.
Yeah. What'd you say, Tyler?
I said, how many times does that goddamn system need to get bought?
This is the first time, right?
Well, no, they got funding from like Alibaba, some Chinese company to try and like get exposure over there. They got like private investors and backers, but this is the first time they've actually been fully bought by another company.
So like you said, like they took the software, they took the name,
Development teams,
and they took the apps and the development teams.
yeah, but
And then they lost the hardware. They're like, yeah, get that shit out of my face. I think it's really weird because this is like one of the big first crowdfunding things there was.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, this is what happened. So like the crowd, like it got funded, but the crowd wasn't like, interested.
Well, I mean, the thing is that I do think a lot of people who bought the Ouya bought it because they saw a cheap Android device that you could load emulators on. You could put like Xbox Media Center. You could do a whole bunch of other things, but they weren't really interested in like playing games on the thing
Or developing, because that was not a major thing for like if you want to make games. But they got that new Alienware box, which is pretty tight. It's a console and a personal computer. It's like that big.
I'm not interested in like Alien boxes or the Steam boxes. I just feel like
awesome, dude.
for the price you're paying for, you can make your own PC like you did.
True.
Because like they're only about $500 to
And then
$700.
as far as I know, the official Steam boxes, they only have Steam OS, and the operating system isn't as advanced enough to take advantage of like a lot of the graphical features that certain games have.
And Steam's always crashing and updating all the time.
And then, as well as, have you guys seen the reviews for the Steam controller? They're
I
like,
saw how horrible it looks.
they're right as of right now they're do not buys. Like people are like saying do not buy them. Like
Yeah, they come out this month, I believe.
Yeah, they're like the people like cons like they don't feel good. They don't feel right because instead of having instead of having joysticks, they have like two little pads you put your thumbs in.
It's got one joystick, it's got one D-pad, and then it's got the thing where you put your thumb in it.
So like, yeah, it's like a.
Instead
I
of
thought
like
it was
an
two, it's
Xbox
two
360
trackpads. Yeah.
Is it two trackpads?
Yeah.
It's so
It's
weird.
something ridiculous, dude. It's
Well,
just,
it's not meant for like us console gamers. It's basically meant to replicate a keyboard and mouse.
But the thing is, like most people, like unless you're playing like a game where you're like you don't need to use everything. Like for Skyrim, most people are hooking in controllers.
yeah, I play with my 360 controller on my PC.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's for casual gaming. Your casual person who wants to play a PC game and doesn't want to have a keyboard and mouse. It's good for that. But for anyone who wants to seriously play like a first-person shooter or is really like I'm hardcore League of Legends or whatever, they're going to use a keyboard and mouse. They're not going to use the
Yeah,
focus
you don't even
controller.
have the option to try to put a controller in it. Like Smite, though, I've been playing Smite again. And that's
Smite's fun.
I
Yeah,
love it.
Xbox One. There we go. Plug in the Xbox One. I don't have Xbox One. I broke down and bought the Founders Pack, so that way I'll have all the stuff when it comes out.
See, that's what I should have done because when I was playing it, it was in beta. I could have paid the $35. That way, I got everything.
That's why I did. And
I
I was
didn't.
like, fuck it.
I messed up.
Speaking of like stuff like that, is Gears of War. The guys making Gears of War announced that if you play Gears of War at all, you automatically get all 4 games directly downloaded to your console.
Mhm.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, the games are pretty devalued. They've given out Gears of War 1 and 3 for free so far for gold members. Gears of War 2 you can buy at GameStop for
Like 50
$5.
cents.
And,
really?
And Judgment, no one cares about Judgment.
No.
Yeah.
Judgment was just too.
Judgment, the only cool part about Judgment is when they fill in the part where Cole and Baird fucked off when you're
I thought you were just going to call it fucked. I'm like, well, that's why.
No, they fucked off from Marcus and Dom before Dom died in 3.
In my personal opinion, Bear and Cole, they were more characters than Marcus and Dom. Like they're more. In my opinion, they're more of a character.
Coltrane had some really cool personalities though.
Who?
Cole.
Yeah, Coltrane was like, that's why I'm all about Coltrane. Like, Bear was kind of an ass. Like, out of the 4, Coltrane has the best personality.
Yeah.
And it was like, Marcus Phoenix is the guy on Redemption.
He was just a grunt.
He was on Redemption.
Yeah.
And then Dom's wife was dead, or that whole storyline. Spoilers, if you haven't played a game.
Oh my god, it came out like 10 years ago.
Yeah, and then Baird was like he was like an officer downlisted to a
Yeah, he got demoted.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know. I'd like to see a game like a first-person shooter where they actually like focus on the characters, like Spec Ops: The Line. You guys ever played that?
No.
I've heard it's got really good reviews though.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is that everyone keeps on. So the whole thing with like Spec Ops: The Line, it was made by Jaeger, and Jaeger was making Dead Island 2, and everyone was like, oh, well, and then of course Jaeger got pulled from fucking Dead Island 2, so who knows what's going on there. But everyone is saying that, oh, why would they take such a respected developer off of that game they made Spec Ops? Well, as far as I understand, the scenario for Spec Ops 2, the story was actually written by 2K, and Jaeger just made the shooter parts. And the shooter parts is what's actually the most generic thing about Spec Ops.
Well, yeah, I think too, kids don't want characters that have storylines. Kids buy Call of Duty and immediately jump online. They don't play the campaign.
Yeah.
That's all they want is a new fucking run and gun game to play with against their friends and call each other faggots.
Yeah. And I that's like the way that the market's moving nowadays too. It's been moving this way since I was in high school. When I was one of those kids who like, well, I bought 4, then I bought World of War, then I didn't buy any more after that. So I learned my lesson real fucking quick.
World of War was the best one.
Yeah.
World of War 2 needs to come.
So, Call of Duty, the little thing is like they always get like a celebrity voice actor to go in there. Who do you think is going to be in for Black Ops 3?
Keith David.
Keith David?
No, he's used too much.
Yeah, he is.
I want like Dan Aykroyd. Because like there is set like sci-fi, so I want like Dan Aykroyd just like chilling there.
Well, at this point, they've already like they got fucking John Malkovich for Advanced Warfare. Like of all the
wasn't
No,
it
Kevin Spacey. John
Kevin
Malkovich
Spacey?
was,
Yeah.
no, I'm talking about for the zombie mode. In,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
They also got
John Malkovich, fucking
They had a
fucking
bunch
Bruce
of
Campbell.
celebrities.
Bruce Campbell,
Yeah.
yeah. And they already showed off the celebrity voices in the zombie mode for Black Ops 3. It's what's his name, Ron Perlman,
Which is good because he needs
Oh
work.
yeah, I saw that. That was tight. I was like, dude,
couple,
there's
a couple other
Hellboy.
people, yeah.
He needs work after Sons of Anarchy. So
I need to work.
Yeah, and then like they keep using that same voice clip from Fallout that they used since 3, where it's Ron Perlman. It's like war never changes, and it's like they've used that voice for all 3 games past that. So I'm like, god damn. But so let's talk about the positive sides of the marketing. Sony, the PS4 already sold 25.3 million systems, with under 2 years.
That's tight.
Yeah, and it's on pace by March of next year to sell 33 million, and it's already where's that now? It's already
Yeah,
sold.
'cause I can see it's slowing down a bit.
It already sold out the PS2 for 2 years. The first 2 years the PS2 is out, and just to boost Nintendo's do you think they're still gonna climb up for PS4?
I don't think it'll ever reach PS2 levels, but I think it'll.
But it's already sold more than PS2 the 2 year mark.
I think because the PS3 and 360 were out for so long, the lifespan of those systems, that people were dying for something new and improved. So the pent-up market was there. Eventually it'll tail off because now there's so many alternatives. You have tablets, you have people on gaming PCs. Because really, if you have a gaming PC, aside from exclusives, you don't really need to own a console anymore.
Yeah, I can't really do anything other than...
Tyler's friend just brought us all shots.
That was tight.
We're gonna take
on a
these.
plate.
We're gonna take these on mic.
So what I was saying was the only reason why I'm getting PS4 is for Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy Remake. That's it.
But both of those are coming to Xbox One.
I don't want an Xbox.
At 720p.
I don't know, man.
Are you actually gonna take that?
Yeah, sure.
I'm so proud of you.
Game Banger 69. Huh?
That's Captain Morgan for you.
Feels good.
I've been drinking for like 5 days straight.
I know. Liz and I are at the point now where we drink every night now. Like we drink beer every night. Like we'll have dinner and I'll have a beer.
I have been because I got off those Norcos, so I've just been drinking, and it really helps the back because I don't want to be taking those pills anymore.
I'm in the same boat as you. Like I have prescription sleep medication. I'm like I just don't want to take it.
Yeah, I don't want to get like all hooked on it and shit.
And it's like my body's already used to taking it, so that's why I'm like anti against like public use of marijuana because that counterreacts it causes me to have seizures.
Mm-hmm.
So I do want
fun.
It's just like I don't know. I was gonna say this last week, but there's a bar in Denver now where they're promoting like you can smoke weed in our bar, and
Like
it's
an
like
opium den?
like you're able to smoke weed in the bar now.
Yeah, like an opium den.
Yeah, and it's like I don't know, like you're gonna ban cigarettes, but you're not gonna ban marijuana smoke.
Well, here's the thing: cigarettes are way more harmful when it comes to secondhand smoke, as well as it sticks to everything. People who smoke weed inside their house, it probably smells for a good 30 minutes to an hour, and then it's gone. It doesn't stick to your clothes as bad unless you are fucking nothing but it's smoking weed like a chimney. Then yeah, it doesn't stick to you as bad. But cigarettes are more sticky.
That's our marijuana talk for the week.
Yeah, I don't like marijuana either, but I mean, I can.
By the way, I just gotta say, since I've been to Colorado in Denver, that there is a really awesome weed store. I can't remember the name, but it's like a fucking Apple store. You go inside, the walls are all white. You make your choices of different weeds and candies on like touch screens, and then you go and you pick up your order.
So are you
Really?
telling us while you were in Colorado you smoked weed?
No,
I'm
just saying I was there.
You were there, and
I was there. I witnessed.
you were huffing the same oxygen.
I've
as
covered
the-
wars.
You covered wars.
Yeah, the only time I've been to Denver, I just went for that concert for 2 days. That's it. I didn't even do anything like
Are
going
you-
around the town.
Speaking of, you go to concerts all the time. Are you planning on going to that rave concert they always do out in the middle of nowhere?
Which one? Because
The
that's
one-
like
the-
everyone.
The one you went to last year. You met those guys from Funhouse.
Oh, EDC?
Yeah.
I went to EDC last summer, not this summer though. It already happened this summer.
Why didn't you go? This work.
Yeah, financials. I wanted to try to go to Warped Tour this year, but that didn't happen.
I remember Warped Tour growing up was like where you catch like Blink 182 and fucking
It's
Fred
different
Durst.
now.
Fred Durst.
Yeah, I mean, Waka Flocka played.
I think you
Which
can
was
still
weird.
catch him at certain retirement homes.
Well, you can actually catch Fred Durst on Twitch.
Well, Blink 182 now, they have their new singer. It's actually the vocalist from Alkaline Trio. Because they kicked, what's his face out?
Don't want to say Travis Barkley. That's not
Not
right.
Travis or Adam. No, I think his name is Matt. No. Tom DeLonge. The
I was
one,
gonna- you said
the one that
Matt.
sounds like, yeah, that fucking guy.
When you said Matt, I was like, Matt Hoffman?
No.
I was like, because I played so many Tony Hawk games growing up, they always had a Blink 182 song on there, so like, I always did connect
I
that.
said Matt on it because that's who replaced him as Matt Skiba from Alkaline Trio, and they sound really good. They're actually hitting the studio now.
It's good.
So that's pretty. He's a really good singer.
By the way, what the fuck does Fred Durst play on Twitch?
He plays Call of Duty.
Okay, I thought he was. I
yeah,
thought
I've
the
seen
only
that.
game he played would be like the Fight Club game, and he only plays as himself.
Well, no,
With the Def Jam?
he's in one of the wrestling games too. He's a secret character in one of the WWE
Really?
games, yeah.
You know what's pretty tight is the kid who plays Carl from The Walking Dead. He Twitch streams League of Legends. I've seen him play a couple times. Yeah,
Is he-
he's
He's not good?
I mean, he makes really stupid mistakes. I think last time I saw him, he was an 80 carry, and he just did not know how to farm. And I'm just like, dude, kid, get out of here.
So, explain to me League of Legends, because I can't get into it, and I tried, and it's like, I got into it like when we first started getting big, and I was like, I can't keep up with this.
It's a 3-lane tower defense. Pretty much, you have to kill the towers, get to the enemy base, kill the enemy base. Kind of like StarCraft, but more fast-paced and not as strategic. Not real-time, so... I don't know, you have to farm, you have to kill the minions, you have to last hit them, get the gold, then you have to build your items, There's
a lot of micromanaging shit there.
It's easier, it's an easier version of Dota.
Okay.
That's pretty much all it is.
So then Smite's the easier version of that?
Yes, because you can actually play with the controller, and Smite is pretty much League of Legends, but over the...
I was playing Smite, and I was playing as the Wind Dragon, and I was fucking tearing shit up.
I like, I don't remember her goddamn name, but she has the bow. We talked about this last time. She does the flips and stuff.
Yeah.
I started playing as her again. She's really fun.
The Wind Dragon, I went 22-2, and I was like, yeah, I feel good.
Yeah, I'm still getting used to it again because the way that you have to buy things in that one is just completely different.
So like I was playing the guy, and his little thing is like support, and I was like, I'm just gonna do fucking straight melee, like straight damage. That's all I'm gonna do.
And that happens. It's called being a meta.
Yeah.
And break the metas.
So back to these sales. So the project or the lifetime sale of the PS3 was $87 million.
But where does Fred Durst's money in that?
Nowhere.
Oh, that's what I thought.
But yeah, the Wii sold 20 million in its first year.
The Wii was like half the price. About half the price of the other.
$200.
And it appealed to people who weren't into video games.
Just casuals.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a very family-friendly console.
And as well as like they'd always like, I don't know if Nintendo supported this or not, but like all those things to do to win a Wii, like hold your Wii for a Wii.
Oh no, they didn't support those, especially the ones where people fucking died.
Yeah, they died from fucking kidney failure.
Oh, I remember hearing about that a long time ago.
So, how much longer do you think the PS4 is gonna sell like this, like be top market?
I give it another year or two.
Because we're gonna get into this here in a few seconds. But it's like I was looking at the upcoming PS4 exclusive titles, and like there's not really any.
But the thing is that I don't think people care about exclusives. I ask people in my store, do you care about exclusives? And hardly anyone ever answers me.
Because they want to play Call of Duty.
Yeah, they want to play Call of Duty. They want to play sports games.
And you notice like how the sway is now with Mountain Dew. Now Mountain Dew is like promoting PS4. Like they're like, get your game equals on. They have a PS4 controller with a Mountain Dew next to it. And it's like, man, that shit switched real fast. Like, not even 6 months.
After Call of Duty moved to PS4, and Mountain Dew followed.
Yeah.
Well, I think Microsoft is also, they're changing the way that they're funding things. I think they used to throw around a lot of money and, try to get all the support from, like, all the different publishers and product placement. But now they're interested more in putting money into themselves. They even said, it was just like a week or two ago, that we're not interested in pumping money into securing third-party exclusives. We'd rather pump more money into our own first-party development.
Also works out for them too, because I figured that Xbox players that got the map packs and all that shit first, everything first, those were beta testers, and then PlayStation got them next. But now it's going to work in Microsoft's favor because it's going to be folks at PlayStation people. They're going to fix everything, and then Xbox is going to get it.
I know. I see a lot of people like with all these indie games coming out too, like Bounty Vibes that came out first in the PS4. There's other games that came out first in the PS4. It's like we're like, okay, well, the reason why they're doing it is because there's so many people that bought it. Like there's 25 million people who own a PS4 compared to what with the Xbox One standing.
And then on top of that, Microsoft was really like their messaging for the first year of Xbox really damaged their reputation with indie developers. Only now do you see that they're starting to recover.
Well, go back to Binding of Isaac. Like that guy, he has horror stories. If you ever watch indie games, the movie, he like just shits on Microsoft for Super Meat Boy. He's like, it was like the worst experience of my life. And even with the Binding of Isaac Rebirth launch on the Xbox One, it's like Nintendo had theirs out 8:00 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, while the Xbox One version had theirs out until about 6:00 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Well, Sony's update isn't exactly perfect either. Now, if you pre-order a game on PlayStation, it actually does work pretty well where it does the preloading during the weekend, and you can play it at like 9 p.m. Pacific time the night before. That's for preloading. But if you're actually if you're anticipating a game on PlayStation Network, it could upload at any fucking time on Tuesday. It could be in the afternoon, could be in the middle of the night, it could be towards the night. You don't know when the fuck shit's gonna pop up on the PlayStation Network. They don't have a very good system for that.
So something just stuck in my head right now while you were talking about time. You didn't talk in military time. I'm proud of you.
Oh yeah, well yeah. 0800 versus fucking the 1800.
Which I don't understand. Still, how does that make sense?
Literally, it makes zero sense because everybody knows it.
There's not.
It was supposed to be code, just like alpha, beta, Charlie. That's all supposed to be code, but since it's already like everybody knows it, there's literally zero reason for them to teach.
It's just canon at life.
Yeah, but it's like. Even in the military, I was like, why are we learning this? And they're like, because you have to learn it. I'm like, why? The enemy already knows it. I can Google search military alphabet, and they're going to pop all that shit up for me. And I was like, they have the same access to shit that I do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, I don't know.
But I was congratulating you on
well, thank you.
military time. Like a civilian.
Also, speaking of selling consoles, the Wii U just broke 10 billion.
That's very depressing.
And then the next one's coming out next year.
It's fucking a tenth of what the Wii sells.
Yeah, it's been what, 3-4 years?
It's gonna be 3 years now.
Because it came out exactly like a year before the new PS4.
The smartest thing that Nintendo could do with the NX, because I'm pretty sure first of all, the smart thing would be if they completely abandoned backwards compatibility, because backwards compatibility is what's holding back their system. The need to have their chipsets be incremental stages of the old chipsets is what's the biggest problem.
Well, I don't know, because Xbox One, their E3, the big thing at E3 was backwards compatibility with disc.
Select games so far.
No, that's because they realize that they're not selling as well as they want to, so they want to appeal to people who are still holding on to Xbox 360, who are like, oh, but I don't want to lose all my games.
Yeah.
So that was
a smart move.
That was a smart move by them.
I don't know, because Nick and I are both on the same page. We don't trade in our systems. Mm-hmm. So it's like, even in Microsoft's like, I don't want to, you can't play with 360s. Okay, I have a 360 for that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Goddamn system has a red ring and I haven't even.
Yeah,
it's staying. It's staying.
And then, who knows how the fuck Microsoft got the backwards compatibility working on Xbox One. Because it is a totally different chipset from the...
As well, on top of that, is you're going to be able to play backwards compatible. So, if you're playing online, Gears of War 3, you're going to be able to play with people on 360 playing Gears of War 3.
And on top of that, I haven't heard about any, major glitches. Original Xbox games on Xbox 360 were kind of hit and miss. Lots of glitches, stuttering frame rates, broken graphics, but I haven't heard anything about poor performance, or at least really terrible poor performance of playing 360 games on Xbox One.
I think the hardware was always there, and they just didn't say it because they wanted to be a big hitter this year. Because you got to think it's pretty much everyone's thing is how's it going to run CD DVD disc when it's running Blu-ray, and it's that's saying how come I can put a Blu-ray DVD in a Blu-ray player as well as a regular DVD and still watch it the same way.
The one of the things this is calling out GameStop's bullshit. Was that they had a little test you can do, so you're up on the knowledge for Xbox and PS4. It said the reason why they're not backwards compatible is because they're to fit the Blu-ray as well as be able to play the Blu-rays better. And I'm like, what the fuck?
It was always there.
Yeah, and I was like, what the fuck are you?
It wouldn't surprise me if Sony was like, here you go, play your PS3 games now, and that wouldn't surprise me.
Fucking flip.
Yeah. Well, first of all, the PS4 still doesn't play CDs for whatever reason, and some people have theorized that it's because they removed the CD laser. But if you look at the specs on the PS4, it still has the class laser there to play CDs. Why don't they want to play music CDs? I don't know. Their developers are fucking lazy, or they don't think that it's worth the development time.
Because they don't know what iTunes is.
Put into.
Yeah.
And they got fucking PS2. They made a PS2 emulator for PS3. They still have to make individual games and tweak it a little bit, but they got that working. I'm pretty sure if they wanted to. Actually, wait a minute. No, I remember. The cell processor is really fucking weird. That is not an easy processor for them to attempt to put in an emulator. Whereas Xbox 360 has a more simple CPU setup. It's easier for them to get it working.
So, Nick, why did you buy a PS4 first over Xbox One?
Because I knew that overall I would want to have a PS4. I knew that for the type of games that I'm into, both Western games and also unique Japanese games, that the PS4 was always going to be my system of choice.
So, based on Western release, they're PS4 exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
What did you buy?
I bought almost every major game.
So, Infamous and Bloodborne.
Yeah, I bought those.
So that's about it.
Well, I mean,
there's other ones as well.
I don't have a gaming PC, so my PS4 is pretty much my budget gaming PC. It can play The Witcher 3 at 1080p with most of the graphic effects and decent performance, and I'm happy with that. As opposed to, say, if I were to buy Witcher on Xbox One, I'm running 900p with more stuttering and other
I tried to play Witcher 3, and it's like I just can't get into it. Like I was playing Dark Souls 2, and then I tried to play Witcher 3. Like my rage time, where I'm upset at Dark Souls 2, I don't want to play it.
Yeah.
And it's like those two are just completely different games, and I can't get into Witcher 3.
Well, I'm just talking like graphics performance, not like the type of game.
Well, no, I was saying like because you brought up Witcher 3, I was like, how do you like Witcher 3? Is it good to you?
I like Witcher 3, and then they have made a lot of patches since then. Where a lot of people didn't like the movement because they tried to make his movement realistic. So if you try to do like circle 8s, he'll do the whole thing like where he has to stop and turn. And I feel a lot of people didn't like that. They had an option where if you want to move more robotically, you can do a perfect figure 8 and he'll just stop on a dime and go the other direction. So for people who didn't like the realism, it's more approachable.
That was one of my favorite things to do in Final Fantasy was when you have the followers, you make them go in circles, and then you just take off and they're still going in a circle while you're going straight. Shit's funny.
Yeah, I was playing New Vegas, and it's like I had the best fucking guy, Boone, and the dog Rex, and it's just like those motherfuckers are ice cold killers. Like they're killing shit before I can even see it.
I only started New Vegas. I haven't gotten any far.
In New Vegas, I was very on the edge about New Vegas, but it's like once you get a companion and the companions don't die, which by the way, who are looking forward to Fallout 4 is that's the set pattern they're going with, is where your companions won't be able to die.
What's that?
So it's like. Because, like, I was noticing one thing is where it's like, you know, I was running away from a minefield. My dog was going through it to get the guy, and he blew up. And I'm like, well, here you go, dog. But yeah.
Dog meat?
And the new one is called Rex. He's a cyborg dog. You get him from the King, who's an Elvis Presley impersonator.
So, I heard, unfortunately, 7 remake, they're going to change the whole battle system.
But a lot of people are excited for that.
No.
No?
They should have it to where it's switched. Like in Final Fantasy X-2, you can choose if you want it to wait or if it wants to be active time battle. That's what they should do for this. They should have it either turn-based or if they want to do the free roam bullshit like, I don't know, 13 or Kingdom Hearts or whatever the fuck they were doing. They should have you choose between it, and then it'll make nostalgia more purposes. It's
literally just a toggle. It's a little more than that. Maybe it would be a toggle.
That's
like
how it should be.
Active time or fucking turn-based. Nick?
I think...
I was looking at you. You look like something sad.
So Dragon Quest 11? Or no, Dragon Quest 12. I think it's Dragon Quest 11. That just recently got announced, and they showed that on the 3DS version. So there's a PS4 version that is a whole 3D...
Whole other game.
A whole other game, but the same story. Whereas on 3DS, you can either play it in 2 dimensions or 3 dimensions. If you play it in 3 dimensions, they're kind of like chibi characters, but it's 3D graphics. Or if you want to play it in 2D, it looks like a fucking Super Nintendo game.
That's what
it's still the same story, same gameplay, but different presentation.
Well, I thought it was like you could either get the more 3D model at the top screen and then the more 2D model at the bottom.
I think at the beginning of the game, it shows both. And then after that, you could choose if you want to do all 2D or if you want to do all 3D.
Which sucks that they're doing that to Dragon Quest.
Well, they know the thing about Dragon Quest is that they have a hardcore Japanese audience that have been playing this since the 80s, and it's a tradition. And they don't want to and when they tried to mess with tradition with like the online game or the PS2 ones, they lost people. So they're going to do whatever they can to just appeal that.
Yeah. 8 flopped really hard. I remember they were giving it out for free in demos. They're like, here, try this demo while we're pumping out Final Fantasy 12 on you.
So, Dragon Quest, correct me if I'm wrong, one of the guys who created the monsters was the same guy who makes Dragon Quest.
Akira Toriyama.
Yeah.
That's also Chrono. Yeah, the guys after Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross.
When are they going to make a new Chrono Trigger?
Never.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
So
Fuck, man.
Chrono story's done.
So speaking about upcoming games, in Dragon's Quest, the Gamescom's happening this week. And they released the list of games that are going to be on the show's floor. So I'm going to do PS4 right away. It is just the new Dragon Quest game. That's the only thing they have on the floor.
Sony pulled out of Gamescom. They're not doing any kind of conference
I
or
don't
anything.
know why. Like, Gamescom to me is becoming the more E3 than the actual E3.
Well, first of all, Microsoft kind of did that by... I think what's happening is that E3 is like such a rush to like show new stuff that it doesn't really allow them to either get in depth to their smaller projects or like really show much off. So what they're using Gamescom as like E3 after.
Yeah, they definitely just use E3 to upstage each other. And then Sony comes on last, figures out what Xbox fucked up on, and then they were like, boom, bitches, here we go.
And the thing is, like, I'm actually, so going into the whole, like, Sony has no exclusives. Like, I'm actually looking forward to seeing Microsoft's, actually see more of Crackdown, Quantum.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, they have Crackdown, which is not playable, but it's on the show floor. Forza 6, Halo 5, Quantum Break, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Scalebound. all 6 of those games, only 3 of them are going to be playable on the sales floor.
And the thing is that even though I'm excited for them, I know that overall, in terms of like what system do I want to buy, to the general public, it means nothing. No one's going to be like, oh well, at Gamescom I saw Crackdown, and that's going to make me buy an Xbox One. What, a handful of people, a couple thousand, but not in the big scheme of things. No one really cares.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I selling Crackdown. Like I bought Crackdown for the Halo 3 beta, and I'm surprised seeing like Crackdown was actually a good game.
I wonder if they'll do the same thing this time, because Crackdown 2
was awful.
Yeah, it was Crackdown 1.1. That's what it was.
It was just, and then I'm sorry.
No, isn't that pretty much what Saints Row became? It was just another Crackdown.
Saints Row became Prototype. That's the best way to describe it. Saints Row is Prototype.
Well, because of collectibles too. Crackdown had a shit ton of
Yeah,
collectibles.
yeah. So Prototype meets.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Nintendo was Chippy Robo, which I never heard of this game. Do you know what it is?
Yeah. So basically, you're playing like this mini little robot who's kind of like an appliance. He's got a plug. And basically, he in the original GameCube game, he did chores around the house. So he would like sweep things, he would pick up objects. You were just this little tiny robot that would walk around in big rooms. And since then, they've made other games where they play on the same concept.
So Nintendo's version of WALL-E.
Basically.
Pretty much.
And then they have Fast Racing Neo for the Wii U. I don't know
that one is actually, if I'm thinking about the game, that's made by Shinen. They do a lot of indie games like Neo Assault. It's like a top-down shooter. And it's basically like a F-Zero Wipeout type game
fine.
with like really good like visuals, like some of the best visuals you'll see on the Wii U with good soundtrack.
Nick, let me ask you a question. Is Nintendo paying you money?
No, I just follow.
You're selling that shit to me right now. And I own a Wii U. I'm like, well, now
Well,
I
because
buy
I mean,
that.
there's not too much on the Wii U, and really, the eShop has become one of the. In the absence of big retail releases, the eShop is one of the bigger bonuses of the Wii U.
And that kind of plays with the NX, where people are saying like, the NX is being more, eShop Android focused, where they're not gonna have physical copies of games.
Well, if they're going to make a system that is a hybrid portable and console, you're going to have to abandon discs as a medium. You're going to have to do cards and downloads.
I would like that. Like, I would like. How much did I hate it? Like, if you just give me a slot where I can buy 3DS games in there, I'll buy it.
My theory about the NX is this. My theory is this, or what they should do, is that to completely abandon backwards compatibility with the Wii and the Wii U, because the architecture of those systems is what's holding it back. Trying to use the same chipsets and just releasing increasing like clock speeds and everything isn't worth helping. What they need to do is they need to look and say, okay, what are our more popular Wii U games? Splatoon, Smash Brothers. Let's go back into the studio, recompile them, rearrange them, and make a version of them for the NX. So for people who have skipped out on the Wii U, they'll have a ready lineup of games available that people will want to play and buy.
Probably
Download or cart or whatever.
All you have to do is just keep them over there, because it's the NX. Like, so far, it's gonna be a home console, right?
Well, everyone says, or at least people want it to be like a hybrid portable and game console.
That's you're limiting yourself by doing that.
They're not going to. I mean, the thing is that Nintendo's never going to win the console market ever again. They're never going to have another Wii success. It's done.
Well, I think if they do that, like you said, the NX, like where you can do this game has to be used on a TV while this game can be used on like the portable screen. That'd be pretty different.
I think it would be worth it to have where it works on both. That's the goal.
So you drop the frame rate and the screen resolution.
No. Like it's a unit. Like imagine like your Android tablet. Your Android tablet is a portable, but you can plug it into an HDMI port and plug a controller, and then you can play it on TV. That it would be something like that.
But can they please?
like those stupid casino games you can buy. You put the batteries in, plug it straight to your TV, and it's
something like that. Yeah.
Can they please stop making it fucking motion based? Like, that's my biggest problem.
They need it. They keep revolutionizing. They need to stop, because whenever they revolutionize,
no,
they
because
fail.
it would still be a game machine. It would still have buttons. It wouldn't look like a phone, because that would just be terrible.
Because like my problem with any fucking thing Nintendo is like they want to push that fucking motion control on you, and I fucking hate motion control.
Well, I mean, the thing is that the feature. I appreciate the feature, but they don't need to force it on people. Like, every DualShock 4 has a motion sensor, has a touchpad, has a light bar, has all this superfluous shit.
Speaker.
And, a lot of companies try to force it on you. Like, if you played the Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, the fucking thing, like, lights up when you have a torch. You have, like, flashing, like, orange and red lights. When you're reading the pages, it goes to the speaker. You can flip through the map using the touchpad. They added all this shit, and really it's like, it's not necessary.
It's
if
just
you want to use
simple
it.
bullshit gimmicks.
Yeah.
The one thing I do like is in Shadows of Mordor, which you haven't played yet, you should probably think it was really good.
I didn't like it.
You didn't like it? It was literally
Why
Batman.
would I want to play an Assassin's Creed game?
It was
but
Batman fucking Lord of the Rings. That's all it was.
It was that and like a lot of Assassin's Creed parkour bullshit.
Yeah.
The controls, I didn't like them either.
I know. I thought it was cool on the PS4. Was like when you killed somebody, or someone killed you, or when they showed up, they'd whisper their name through the controller. It was so fucking stupid. But look at the Nintendo. So they have little battlers experience.
That sounds very pedo.
Mario Kart 8, Mario Tennis Ultra Sample,
Mario Retardus?
Splatoon, Star Fox Zero, Super Mario Maker, Smash, Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes, and Typo Man.
Okay, so why is everybody so hyped for Super Mario Maker? It just looks like it's gonna be frustrating.
Well, no, I mean it's whatever you want to make out of it. I'm too lazy to make my own levels, so I'm not going to sit there and try to make something. But I'm
Right.
interested what the community will make from it.
Yeah, they're gonna make fucking levels that you can't beat ever. They're gonna make it as hard as possible, and they're gonna fuck you.
Yeah, that was one thing that shows you have for you to be able to upload it, you have to beat it yourself.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah.
But then if you're making a level, you can pretty much be okay. Well, then I'll go here, and then I'll put this here. That way, you know.
Well, I mean, if you've seen video of it, they make it so that if you want to make an impossible jump, when you do a replay, it shows the trajectory of Mario going, so you know exactly where to place the floor, so that way you can jump it.
It just seems like it's gonna be Mario mixed with Cloudberry Kingdom.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just gonna be a clusterfuck on the
But the
screen.
thing is, this is getting first party support, so it's gonna be one of the bigger ones.
And then on top of that, the cool thing about it too is that you're going to be able to see enemies and power-ups used in ways that have never been able to do before, because there's a lot of Mario ROM hacks where people make their own levels, but you still can't place enemies in certain areas because the game doesn't know what to do with them. Like if you put a land enemy in the water, the engine doesn't know how to do with it. Whereas in Super Mario Maker, they made it so that if you put an air enemy in the water, they float because they programmed it to say, "Oh, you don't belong here," so now you're just kind of floating around and shit.
The one big one that saw me was Star Fox Zero, where it's playable.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that shit's
Is it still 3DS only, or is it Wii U?
No, that's Wii U exclusive. That shit's coming out this year. There's no way they're gonna.
And I tell people about it, and no one gives a fuck in the store.
I don't know why. It's okay. First of all, it's Star Fox. People can play another an actual Star Fox game that's not Adventures, which that's a whole fucking can of worms for a different day.
It was all worth it for the crystal.
But people also nowadays don't really know Star Fox for F-Zero, whatever. That was
Or Star Fox 64.
I mean,
F-Zero was Captain Falcon.
Yes.
If you think about it, the last last real Star Fox game was 20 years ago. In 64.
64?
Yes.
I'm that old.
Because
Thanks for shitting on me there, Nick.
Because really, Star Fox Command, the one for DS, no one really
I heard it's good though.
It's decent, but
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of a real Star Fox game, that's 20 years ago.
Yeah, no one.
So no one is who's going to care about a franchise that's that old.
I know. I'm excited for Star Fox Zero.
I'll buy it.
Yeah. Fucking Shay was here. He'd shit on it because some reason he thinks it's gonna be bad.
They need to do another crossover with Bayonetta. If Star Fox can be in Bayonetta, Bayonetta can be in Star Fox.
Yeah, just fucking give him the Bayonetta outfit.
Sexy
Wait,
transformations.
Star Fox actually showed up in Bayonetta.
Yeah,
Skippy, what do you?
it was one of the outfits you could wear, and one of the missions where you're on a fighter jet shooting, and they actually switched to an R-wing, and when you finish it off, all four of the people of Star Fox fly off. It was fucking cool.
Oh, that was pretty
And
cool.
that was a hidden Easter egg you wouldn't know unless you beat the game as wearing the Star Fox uniform.
That was pretty cool.
So multi-plat, I picked some ones. So they have Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which is I have not heard any buzz for that. Dark Souls 3.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to that.
Already?
One. Yes, and it was playable too. So
Already?
Yeah.
They just got done with Bloodborne.
yes.
I think they had two development teams. They had the Bloodborne team.
Well, they have the A team, which made Bloodborne and Dark Souls 1.
I
And
feel
they
like
had,
Dark Souls 2 just came out a year and a half ago.
well, that was Dark Souls 2, the Scholar of Sin. Yeah, they fucking pushed that shit hard.
Well, think about it. From Software doesn't make that many games anymore. From Software used to do a whole bunch of different franchises. Now they're
they made
Bandai Namco as well.
Yeah,
well, they're the publisher.
The publisher. Correct me if I'm wrong, but FromSoft made Metal Gear Chaos, right?
Yep.
Fuck, man, that game was good.
What was that on?
They also made the terrible.
That was
an
Xbox One game for Japan only.
Oh shit.
Trying to figure that out.
Metal Wolf Chaos.
Metal Wolf
You
Chaos.
said-
That's what I was thinking about. Metal Wolf Chaos. Yeah, that was an Xbox One exclusive game for
You
Japan.
played as the president who was in a mech.
Yeah,
It
fighting.
was hyper American patriotism shit.
And it was in Japan.
It was a Japan exclusive, which makes no sense because it was voiced American. So I don't know how the fuck that never came to America.
They probably thought it was too cheesy for Americans to appreciate it.
I would have loved it. Like, I watched gameplay footage of it.
I've been playing that goddamn. Okay, so just for funsies, not for realsies, I've been playing that Honey Pop game.
You like it?
It's so fucking retarded.
You love it though. You're still playing
It's the dumbest thing in the fucking world that I've ever touched in my life.
But you're still playing it.
That game is giving my computer STDs. Like,
it's so fun.
oh, how are you cute? Oh, I'm a love fairy. Go fuck yourself. That's all I want to type. I wish I could type.
The thing that's funny about Honey Pop is that they're trying to do like Japanese high-pitched female voices, but with English voice acting.
Yeah.
Everyone has that very high. They don't talk like real like American girls.
It's terrible.
So
I still played it.
I hate you.
So Final Fantasy 15, the basically the demo, 2.0 is coming out.
It already is out.
So what the fuck is that?
So basically, they listened to like all the feedback and all the complaints that people had about.
Like where you could get on the
Beta
map.
testing. That's all they're doing.
Were you able to get on the map and then look on the ground? That guy was holding the world up. What was that all about?
That happens all the time.
You didn't see that?
No.
So they and the demo, if you like went to the edge of the map and jumped right as the car was gonna hit you, it would push you outside the map.
I haven't seen that.
It would push you outside the area of the map, and then like if you'd walk, eventually the ground would give out because it's not programmed to hold you, and then the world you're playing on was being held up by a guy underground.
Well, you gotta. Oh. I
Yeah.
didn't see that.
Yeah, it's fucking weird. I was like, what is this all about? Is it part of the storyline we don't know about, or is it?
It's probably something a programmer threw in there for fun, like if someone were to glitch out of the
Yeah.
world.
Okay, that's what people were saying. I was like, that was pretty cool.
I gotta see if I can still do that in Skyrim on PC since there's updates.
Uh,
Or you can jump out of Whiterun.
Just Cause 3 is being shown. Metal Gear Solid 5, which I'm excited for, comes out September 1st.
I think there's supposed to be a new trailer, maybe this, because like I think it's supposed to be like the final trailer before.
Well, it's gonna be the
Yeah,
last
we'll see
trailer because that series is fucking dead.
And also, I don't know if we're in all these lists of topics, but they just had an expose released today about how poorly Konami is doing in Japan, or like how fucked up their business is.
Oh yeah, once they announced that Kojima was leaving, their business started the.
Well, no, like they basically starting in 2010, they released a mobile game that did a shit ton of business, and basically they say, hey, this is a low development, high profit game, as opposed to making a Metal Gear, which is a high cost development and low profit game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
And they basically like if you don't perform well, they will take you, even if you're like a high level producer, they will put you to work in like one of their pachinko machine factories or have you clean their health clubs. Totally, Konami is dead to me.
Yeah.
Basically.
The one thing that I saw was like, okay, so Fallout 4 is there, but it's not playable.
It's probably not. I don't imagine Fallout 4 is a good demo-able game.
But like it's on the sale, like they're showing demos, but they don't let you play it. And it's like all you have to do is let me go through the first beginning mission that they're showing all the time. Like, because I know like a lot of people would want to jailbreak it, which that's something I would do.
Or or it could be really glitchy and it could just be easily it could easily freeze up.
Yeah.
I still don't understand the storyline. Like, honestly, like it's like the same guy that was in the beginning wakes up
200 years later, yeah, which is the.
How?
Have you played Fallout 3? Where it was like where you go to one of the vaults and one of the guys there.
Oh, and he puts you in the
vault,
simulation.
or that each vault had a secret plan they were supposed to do. Like one vault was like, we're gonna like promote radiative plants that take over everybody's body, and it's like Voltec's fucked up. And if you have time on your hand, I'm anybody out there.
Yeah, because I haven't gone to all. I've maybe gone to 3 vaults.
Just read the backstory of all of it, and it's like the shit's crazy. And there's like Mr. House who's been alive since the 1970s, and it's 2750. It's weird. It's a weird game.
Yeah.
But stay on Fallout 4 here. Who here got the Pip-Boy Collection Edition? I got it.
Fuck you.
But so there is somebody who released a patch or a downloadable file so you could 3D print your own.
And it actually, like, if you paint it, it actually looks better than the.
Yes, that's what I was saying. It looks better than the actual one Bethesda's because it looks like it's more.
I think they're mass producing them, so.
Yeah.
They're mass producing them and they're not painting them. I mean, they're painting them like very basic paint. The most of it is just the basic like or olive green plastic, and they're only painting certain parts, so it looks like a toy.
So, does anyone here have a 3D printer or access to a 3D printer?
No.
No.
Not that I can legally disclose.
We should probably all chip in and get a 3D printer. And we can make a whole bunch of these things.
I don't know. I would disclose about it, but the Libyans might come for me.
Exactly. But no, yeah, there's this guy was like, he released it, and he's like, where's the non-profit? Because you can't make profit because it's trademarked.
Mm-hmm.
So people were actually able to download their own Pip-Boy on a 3D printer. And you actually can make your own tape recorder or like a Walkman into it. So you actually put your own tapes and shit.
Oh, and we listen to old ass music and shit like
Yeah.
that.
It looks really cool. It's like, so this is a way, if you have access to a 3D printer, you should go ahead and do this because you're not getting a Pip-Boy collector's edition.
Yeah, I'm kind of, I mean, on the one hand, I'm kind of angry that I still wasn't able to get it, but the other hand, I'm over it because it is something that anyone can just make. It's not like the fucking Juggernaut fridge.
Yeah. I don't know. I see it.
Did you get one of those?
I did, yes.
Fuck, man.
I see it as like because you're supposed to be able to put your iPhone in there.
A
use it
standard size phone, so your Android S4s
Yeah,
or your
your-
iPhone
your
6.
and you're able to
phone
use
shit.
the app and stuff. But doesn't it like plug into where you can control it from the game as well?
Yes,
It's the same thing, yeah.
It's
So how
linked
do they
up.
do that though? Do you have to buy a separate one for Android, or do you have to buy a separate one? For...
No, it's a free app, and it links up to your account. So every way you do on the game.
Okay, I thought you had to like plug it into the Pip-Boy.
No.
No, you do. You plug it into the Pip-Boy if you have one, or not. Because the words they say you can plug it into your Pip-Boy and actually wear it while you're playing
Like
the
the
game.
Pip-Boy is just a shell, and then there's a little bit of wiring inside for the lights that are on the side. And
Yeah.
that's it.
Okay.
And you can actually like play the games, like the little games you're able to play. You actually play them on your phone. It looks just weird. But I was looking at this, and the guy was like, he had more detail into it too. Like he actually made it in 3 different sizes. So you're actually like, if you have a bigger forearm, you can get those ones.
Mm-hmm.
Those poor fat bastards that ordered those Pip-Boy editions are not gonna fit.
Yeah. I also got the Metal Gear Solid hand too. So
I got that too.
apparently I'm marked up
I'm
for
out of
2.
the loop about the Metal Gear Solid hand.
Really?
I've never.
Disappointing.
I know.
All right, so this podcast is done for today. Tyler, go ahead and pimp yourself there, buddy.
I'm not rich and famous.
Okay, you're not rich and famous, but we can find. Where can we find you at?
Twitter, of course. My gay ass handle is TB_twisted. I've been posting videos to my personal YouTube account because we still don't know what the hell's going on with ours right now. I've gotten like 30 views on that League of Legends gameplay. What's that?
Well, so what's your personal?
I think I don't even know if it has a URL. It's just like one of those ones you can do sign in with your Gmail and there it
Okay.
is. But we'll get some more information out on there.
Nick?
You can find me at Twitch as Wahoo Stomp. There's nothing there. There may never ever be anything there, but that's where I am.
Also, we can find you.
You can find me on Salty Bet. That's where you'll fucking
We
find
can
me.
find you with the blips and clips.
Oh, Adam
Lips and
Fradum.
Chits!
What?
We can find him on Adam Fradum and Christian Mingle.
Adam Brown and Christian Miller. Yeah, looking for same sex.
Black people meet.
You can find me at Facebook, fucking twitter.com/2boyslover without the E, as well as Facebook, GameBanger610. We can find all of us.
Yep.
Yep.
There we go.
We all have
Use your face, Three's Company too. You'll see that love is above again, laughter is coming for you. Down at our rendezvous.
Down in our